what's up? This is Victor from The Remote Lifestyle, and today I am in Shanghai, China. I just left Chicago to begin traveling for 7 months, and so my first stop is back in Shanghai, which is actually where I grew up. I went to high school here, so I'm visiting my parents. I wanted to record this video to share with you why I decided to start The Remote Lifestyle and why I decided to start this YouTube channel. So I quit my corporate job in February of 2016 to become a digital nomad, and that decision changed my life. Since then, I've worked as a freelancer, I've taught code at a design school, and I started my own creative agency. So now I'm able to live and travel around the world while working on my online businesses. And I created The Remote Lifestyle to help you do the same, to become a digital nomad and to be able to really live life on your own terms and to focus on the things that you're passionate about. Growing up, I always did what I was supposed to do. I studied really hard in school, got great grades, and I even interned at companies in the summer. And all of this was to build up my resume so that I could start a good career and get a great job. But when I graduated from college and I started working, something just didn't feel right. I did everything I was supposed to do and I got a great dream job. My job offered everything. It offered high pay, great benefits with health insurance, 401k, all that jazz, great team culture, awesome coworkers. It was wonderful. But for whatever reason, I just didn't feel fulfilled or happy with what I had. And so I switched companies hoping that things would change, but they didn't. I started wondering to myself, is there something wrong with me? Why can't I just appreciate what I had? But these thoughts kept on coming back. I just couldn't understand why I wasn't satisfied. This was everything I worked to have growing up. It got to the point where I felt like I was being sold a lie growing up. And I finally asked myself, what do I want to do? What am I passionate about? And what type of lifestyle do I want to live? Being honest with myself changed everything. And I realized that I wasn't happy because the lifestyle that I wanted to live didn't match up with what I was doing at the time. So I identified 3 things that I felt that were the most important to me. First, I wanted to work on projects that were meaningful to me, not just what was assigned at my job. I wanted to travel wherever and whenever I wanted to, and unfortunately a 2-week vacation every year just didn't cut it for me. And lastly, I wanted to own my time because I was tired of commuting a few hours every single day and being forced to be in an office and to be in a physical location for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. I wanted to spend my time on things that were the most important to me, which is family, friends, passion projects, and travel. At that point, I knew that I wasn't going to continue at my job for much longer, but I didn't know what to do next. I didn't know what my options were. And I started talking to a lot of my peers and to other young people who had just graduated, and I found that everyone was feeling the same way. And that's the moment that I realized that this was a problem that was so much greater than just my own. People all over the world are starting to feel this way. We're tired of spending the majority of our lives stuck in a cubicle, in a restaurant, in whatever our place of work is. In fact, a Gallup poll from 2015 stated that 60% of people reported that they were actively disengaged in their jobs. We feel trapped and we feel lost. The big question is, how do we align who we are, our personalities, our characteristics, our creativity, and our talents with a fulfilling job? It was this time in which I remembered a book that I read. It was actually Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Work Week, a book that tons of digital nomads also look back at. And this book basically talks about the idea of digital nomadism, the premise that you should be able to live and work from anywhere in the world in this digital connected age. And I read this book first when I was in college, and I didn't really know what to make of it because it didn't really apply to me at the time. I was very focused on just doing what I was told, and I didn't really have that capacity to think for myself. So looking back at that book now and rereading it, it made me realize that this was exactly how I feel. And the lifestyle described in the book is exactly the one that I wanted to live. I wanted to be able to live and travel on my own terms, to be able to take my work with me, and to have that type of location and financial independence. So my next question became, how do you actually become a digital nomad? So over the next few months, that's all I did. I did research through blogs, through podcasts, I read books, I did everything I could find to really figure out what my next steps should be. And at the end of it, I realized that I needed to detach myself from this office 9 to 5, and that there were two primary ways that you can do this. The first one is to become a freelancer and to really work for yourself and to sell your services to clients. And the second thing was to work as a remote employee for a company. That could either be the current company that you're working at, or it could be a different company. Great, so now I know that that was my two options. The next step is, like, how do I actually go about becoming a freelancer or a remote worker? And the next step was really to acquire the right skills and to know what I wanted to do. Thankfully, I already had a technical background, so I knew that the easiest, the low-hanging fruit would be to do freelancing in either web design or development. So I spent the next year really trying to build up my freelancing work on the side. I experimented with different side hustles and really earning income outside of my job. After I felt more comfortable with it, I decided that in February 2016, I was going to quit my job and to start working for myself as a freelancer full-time. And that was really the beginning of my life as a digital nomad, as we know it. Now, I want you to imagine a life in which you didn't have to be in an office from 9 to 5 on weekdays. A life in which you could be working out of a coffee shop, a beach, a library, and I want you to ask yourself the question, what if the only thing you needed to do your work with you anywhere in the world is to just have a computer or laptop and internet connection? How would that change how you live your life? So here's where the remote lifestyle comes in. The remote lifestyle is your step-by-step guide to becoming a digital nomad. It's a combination of articles, podcasts, and videos from curating my own experiences and that of other location-independent folks. My goal is to bridge the gap between I want to quit my job and living and working remotely. People all over the world are like you. They're unhappy, they feel stuck, they feel trapped, but they don't know what to do about it. Through my experiences recently transitioning from my corporate job to living a remote lifestyle, and through my experiences interacting with other digital nomads all over the world, I realized a very, very important lesson. Living a location-independent lifestyle in the 21st century is no longer a risk. It is something that you can intentionally and strategically plan out, just like how I did. By far the most frustrating thing for me when I was transitioning to this lifestyle was the fact that resources were either outdated or scattered all over the place. And even now, that really, really pisses me off. And that's something that other digital nomads and I have talked about constantly before. So my solution is to document all the important lessons that I've learned in a strategic and structured way through the remote lifestyle. Not only that, on the remote lifestyle, I will point you to the best resources that I've come across, and I'll package it in a way so that you can access everything step by step based on where you are on this path right now. And the result is that you have a one-stop shop for everything digital nomad in one place. So I'm talking about high-quality articles about remote work, freelancing, travel, and the digital nomadic lifestyle. Monthly updates from yours truly, where I share with you what I've been up to, what's been going well, what's been going poorly, and everything that's been on my mind. Weekly podcast featuring other digital nomads and location-independent folks, so that you can hear their stories and have a chance to hear from other people instead of just me. Weekly videos on my YouTube channel. This could be vlogs, or this could be digital nomad travel guides based on where I am. This is your chance to get some real footage of my life on the road and to see for yourself what the digital nomad lifestyle is all about. So my question to you is, are you ready to change your life? With the power of technology and the internet, you no longer have to just work under someone else. This is your chance to fundamentally change how you live your life and to design your own lifestyle. I'm not gonna lie, this wasn't easy for me. In the last 2 years, in which it has taken me to make this transition, I've had a lot of late nights, I've worked a lot of weekends, but it was all worth it. This is your chance to break free of the shackles that have chained people down for generations. There's no better time to be alive than in this day and age, and you can put yourself in the driver's seat. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and your time is now. So subscribe to the remote lifestyle if you're ready to make a change in your life, and I'll be sure to support you each and every step of the way. I am so excited to be traveling for the next 7 months, and I can't wait to share with you all the cool things that I see and all the lessons that I learn. So that's all from me today, and I'll see you next time.